What's up YouTube? We are back here with another video, and like the title says, we have more Alibaba parts to install onto the M3. So this is a ambient lighting kit that I found. It costs $45.10 and it only took like 14 days to show up to my house. Alright, so inside the box we have a little instruction manual. Or this probably breaks down what's all up inside this thing. Here's the actual instruction manual. I have a pretty good idea of how everything works, and then here's all the components itself. So this is the main controller box. This will be somewhere inside the dash. Each little 4 boxes right here are going to go into the door panel, and then here's all the wiring harnesses and whatnot. Pretty self-explanatory. You see these have like little prongs here. These ones are going to be used in the door panels, so we're going to tap into a 12-volt source and then a ground in the door panel, so that's how those boxes are going to get power. And then the main one is obviously going to be tapped into a fuse or like the battery or something like that. So yeah, there's all the wiring, and then here is all the lighting itself. All the ambient cords are in here, and then we also have some footwell lights. There is a bunch of different options too, where you could add like speaker lights and do all that crazy stuff, like door handle lights, the bottom of the door card, like in the pocket, you could add lights there too. But I just went with the simple route. Like I said earlier, this is a universal kit. I actually didn't measure any of my door panels or anything, so we're gonna do that real quick and make sure we have good enough length for the dash and all the door panels. I'm also going to bench test all of them, so I'm going to give power to them and make sure all of them work before we actually tear into the car. Alright, I got everything mapped out. These 2 are going to go onto the dash, and then these 4 over here are going to go onto the door panel. Door panel ones are a little long, so we could just cut them to size, and then this long one for the dash actually fits perfectly, and then the other slither right here, a little too long, so we'll just cut that as well. I'm pretty sure there's no problem with cutting it. Should be okay, because the way this works is kind of like a fiber optic type of thing, I think. I don't know, something like that. I've never installed anything like this before, kind of just winging it, but I have a great understanding of how to do everything. Did I watch any videos? No. But wiring doesn't scare me. Really shouldn't be that hard at all. And yeah, let's get right into it. So off camera, I did a little bit of work. I took these up in there, pretty self-explanatory. Routed the wires that way down over there to the footwell. And then on the door panel over here, I kind of did this off camera first just to understand what I was doing at first. Pulled the door panel off. There's 2 Torx bits up in here. And then after that, I got that out. And this is the factory ambient lighting strip. So I yanked this out and replaced it with the new strip. I also added some 3M tape on the back of the strip to have it held in there nicely. So that's what we got going on for the door panels. I'm about to repeat that to all of the door panels. The last thing I have to do is route these footwell lights. This is going to be kind of a pain, I guess, just because I have to go over to the passenger side for 2 of them. It's a little mess right now. I ended up grounding the whole box right over here. I taped it up here on top of the airbag. And then, yeah, I just have to clean up this wiring. And for the fuse, I went all the way back here into the fuse panel back here. And I used the same fuse that I'm using for my airlift controller. So that is how I wired that all up. Quite a bit of work. It's been a while, not gonna lie, because it took me a while to figure out how I wanted to route everything, figure out how I wanted to do the door panel. But now that I got the gist of it, this should go a little bit quicker, hopefully. I want to interrupt this video real quick to let you guys know that I am coming out with merch. Here's a little sneak peek of what's going to be on my site, shopillusive.co. So we're going to have hoodies, t-shirts. The design is going to be on the back of the hoodie as well. Same thing. As you can see, it's a sick ass design of the M3. And then over here is my brand name, Illusive. So yeah, that's what we got going on. For clothing wise, the hoodie is 80% cotton, 20% polyester, and you're gonna want to size up if you are planning on picking up a hoodie. And it's perfect, not too heavy, not too light, it's like right in between. And then the t-shirt is 100% cotton, a little bit of a heavier material, and it is a true to size fit, so get the size that you normally wear. And then I don't have any of the other stuff in hand right now, but we're gonna have stickers. I'll put it up on the screen of what those will look like as well. And then we're also gonna have jet tags. So yeah, all that will be live on the site hopefully later this month. I have my supplier for the shirts doing them right now, so they should be done maybe a week or 2, and then everything else should be done as well. And this is my first time ever coming out with merch, first time ever running a online store, so bear with me. I'm gonna try my best to fulfill your guys' orders right away. At this stuff will be pretty limited. I have no idea how many people are going to buy things. It might sell out quick. So if you go to my site right now, you can actually sign up with your email to get notified as soon as this stuff goes live, or you can actually follow me on my other socials, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram. I usually post there first before I post on YouTube. So make sure to check out my other socials as well. But now back to today's video. On another quick tip to pull these off, you're going to want to pry at the bottom first and work your way this way, and then the bottom will slide that way and the top will slide down, if that makes sense. There's two little clips in there, so you don't want to break those, but yeah, just slowly pry it out and then it'll come right out, and then you'll have access to those bolts, and that's literally all that holds the door panels in other than clips. So you just go around the edge, pop it out. And then the door panel, at first I thought you pull up on it, but that's incorrect. You pull towards you this way and then it'll come off. That's how you get the door panels off. All right, another quick little update for y'all. For the footwell lights, I did end up going like over here, into here, and tucking it into here. And then I pulled it through over here, pulled apart the center console, and now I'm gonna put the wires coming out that way, and then the other one coming out back over there. So hopefully they're long enough. If not, then I'll extend them myself. I do have extra wiring where I could do that. So yeah, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll just extend them, no big deal. All right, it's kind of hard to see, but one's pulled through. Here it is. And this one's gonna be over here. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And then all the remaining wire, I'm just gonna tuck it away. One thing that I failed to mention in the video, I believe, so this is the factory ambient lighting. I don't know if I said this yet. Maybe I did, but ground is going to go into brown, and then power is going to go into this wire right here, red/white. You just stick the little prongs in there. I put a little bit of electrical tape around the power one just so it's never touching the negative one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And as you can see, I disconnected it from the actual light strip right here. And you could either force it out, pull it out, whatever you want to do. That side I got it out in one piece. This side I broke it and had to fish it out. So we'll see what happens on this side, but really close to done here. I just have that door panel, this door panel, and then we're set. Another thing that I'm doing here is putting 3M double-sided tape along the back of the ambient lighting and then putting it in there. I'm not peeling off the red part of the tape. I'm just adding this as an extra cushion so it sits in here more snug, because the factory ambient strip is way thicker than this aftermarket one. So that's why you want to add a little bit of 3M tape on the back side. I just do it along the whole back side and then slip the light in there and it sits in there nice and snug. All right, check that out. Another door panel done. We just have one more left and I'm so excited. It's getting a little bit darker out. When it gets pretty dark out, I'll pull it outside, get a full view of this thing, show you guys all the freaking light modes this has. This has a bunch of light modes, because this ain't no cheap ambient lighting where it's just one color and it fades or whatever. It literally can like do shooting stars and stuff on these lights. So super freaking cool. I'm gonna show you guys all that stuff when we're finished. All right, here's another tip. When you're taking out these back door panels, take your trim tool, probably something like this with a good wedge in it, wedge it in here and pull out so you can get this privacy shade thing, what the heck ever you call it. You got to pop it off so the door panel doesn't separate from it. And I learned that on the other side. Started separating a bit over here, but I was able to get it back in and get this whole assembly out. So little tip there. Yeah, just use your pry tool, go in here, and it'll just come right out. All right, here it is, you guys. So freaking sick. I love it. Look at the floor wells too, all lit up. This is freaking awesome. For $45, so worth it. Let me show you guys the app. This is the app. You got a bunch of different colors. It's super responsive, super quick. We can go to white, blue, green, like all these different colors. There's also different modes like strobe or breathe. There's also ones where it goes to the rhythm, so like pretty cool. And then this other page here has a bunch of different stuff. Like look at that. That is freaking sick. And we have like stuff like this. There's just so many different things you can do. It's pretty freaking insane. This is so sick. For $45, dude, this was definitely worth it. So here's your sign. Buy stuff from Alibaba, you guys. Do not be scared of buying stuff from Alibaba. I actually have more stuff coming in from the exact same vendor. Not sponsored or anything. I paid for it. It'll be here sometime mid this month, I think. But yeah, super stoked on this. Freaking love it. Purple is one of my favorite colors for LEDs, so this is what I'll probably rock with most of the time. And yeah, so freaking stoked on this. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.